All right, college football fans, Bowl Mania is back. It's already here. It's been another fast season. That's right. Every year I do my Bowl Mania prediction video, and for the first time with face cam. Why? Well, I'm thinking to open up a new channel of just me talking about sports and doing prediction videos like this. I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. Alright? I've been doing this since I believe 2015. Just like when I did my NORAD track and Google Santa Tracker live stream on Christmas Eve. I've also been doing that since 2015 as well. So, yep, the tradition is still alive. So here we go. Capital One Bowl Mania of 2024. I'm going to make my picks. And I know this video is always a long one. However, this will be much shorter because this is the first year with the 12-team playoff format. And I found that there is a bracket challenge that you can do. So I'm going to save that for a separate video next week. So in this video, I'm only going to predict the non-playoff games. And then I'll do my playoff bracket challenge in a separate video. Alright? So yeah. I think that's a better idea for me to do. Okay? Here we go. So yeah, as y'all know, the 2024 season is a new era for NCAA football. It's very interesting. The main thing I watched was the SEC, mainly on ABC. I really like their presentation. I really like their broadcast. So yeah, that was the main thing that I was watching. So here we go. So apparently the first game is on Saturday, December 14th, and I just found that out not too long ago. I'm recording this on a Wednesday night, so you're either going to see this on Thursday or Friday, okay? And normally December 14th, the second Saturday of December, would be the Army versus Navy game, which that is the case. Army versus Navy is also on December 14th, and normally that would only be the only football game of that day. Army versus Navy would be the only football game. But it's also during the beginning of Bowl Mania season. I think the reason why that is because of the 12-team playoff format. And look at the bottom, it says 47. That's the number of bowl games. That is a record. Normally it's like 40 to 43 or maybe 44 maximum, but dang, we got even more to pick. So this is my entry. I'm doing confidence, and basically it says pick the winners of each matchup, then order those picks based on confidence. The higher the confidence value you assign, the more points you earn for a correct pick. So yeah, I always do confidence, but I'm going to do the confidence off video. I'm only going to pick the games on video. And most of them, I don't change my picks. I don't usually change my picks. And whenever I do, I usually get them wrong. So, yeah. Alright guys, let's begin. Here we go. The first game here. It doesn't tell you what bowl matchup it is, but that's okay. You can click on preview. Or you guys can open up your ESPN app or whatever, and it should say what the name of the bowl game is. You guys can look at that as I'm making these picks. So I know some of these I've already seen and heard of, okay? I believe this is the Celebration Bowl. between Jackson State and South Carolina State. They're both have 2 losses, and the percentage is the people that picked, okay? And if you click on preview, ESPN will have a matchup predictor. Well, I guess they don't for this one. But I assume Jackson State is the favorite, so I'm going to pick them. And then after that is the Army versus Navy game, and then you have another bowl game between South Alabama and Western Michigan, both 6-6. A lot more people pick South Alabama to win, and I guess I will too. I don't know, I find that kind of weird that you have 2 bowl games before and after the Army and Navy game. They just kind of broke that tradition. Army versus Navy would be the only football game on television, you know? I guess they have no choice. Alright, then the next game won't be until Tuesday night, the 17th, between number 25 Memphis, 10-2, against a 6-6 West Virginia team. That's kind of weird. Hey, Memphis is ranked and West Virginia isn't. I'm going to go with Memphis in this one. Like I said, I'm probably going to I might change some of these. I have to look at where the bowl game is, but I'm not going to do that on video. I'm going to try and move quicker here. Alright. Wednesday, December 18th at 4:30 p.m. I believe that's in Central Time. Yeah, because that's where I live. I'm in Central Time. Between Western Kentucky and James Madison. I'll go with James Madison. So far, I'm picking the teams that most people picked. Cal. Later that night, Cal against UNLV. I believe this is the LA Bowl. UNLV is a pretty good team. I saw a little bit of the game that they played against Boise State. However, it was freezing cold there. The LA Bowl is in Los Angeles, where the Rams and Chargers play. I think UNLV is a better team, though. However, upsets do happen in the bowl Mania. I guess this will be my first upset. Cal. Alright, Thursday the 19th. Georgia Southern against Sam Houston. Is this Sam Houston's first bowl appearance? I think Georgia Southern has been in a few, so I'll go with them. Friday the 20th. The first game, Ohio against Jacksonville State. I'm going to go with Ohio. I think they won their conference championship game pretty easily, right? So I'm going to go with them. And then later that day, Tulane against Florida. That is a very interesting matchup. I'm going to go with Florida because it is the SEC. Florida was off to a bad start, but then as the season went on, they got better. I think they're going to win that game. And then, this is the playoff game. I'll save that for later. Okay, so this is the, what do you call it? The first round, okay, of that weekend. Alright, Monday, the 23rd, 10 a.m. Central Time. Coastal Carolina against UTSA. Both 6-6, 50% evenly. I have no idea. I'm going to click on the preview just to see where the game is at. Oh, look, they have the matchup predictor for this one. Coastal Carolina, 52.9%. The game's in South Carolina. Okay, well, I guess I'll go with Coastal Carolina then. Northern Illinois against Fresno State. Oh, Northern Illinois, NIU. The team that beat Notre Dame in the second game of the season. I'm going to go with them. I think that's the upset of the year, in my opinion. And Notre Dame won the rest of their games pretty easily, and here they are in the playoff. Okay, Tuesday. Oh, Christmas Eve night. This is the Hawaii Bowl. South Florida against San Jose State. I'm going to go with San Jose State. Alright, Thursday, the day after Christmas, the 26th, we got Pittsburgh versus Toledo. Wow, that's kind of strange, because Pittsburgh's in a Power 5 conference, the ACC. Toledo, they're not in a Power 5 conference. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh on that one. Is that the Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit, Michigan? Because I believe there's certain bowl games that I'll remember when they'll have them during the time of the year. Okay, yeah, this is the one in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, they changed the name of the bowl, though. Game Above Sports Bowl. See, that's a sponsor. Some sponsors will have them for a long time, like the All-State Sugar Bowl. But then you got some that they'll change, like, almost every year. Alright, later that day, Rutgers against Kansas State. I'm going to go with the upset here. 7-5 Rutgers. Then that night, Arkansas State against Bowling Green. I have no idea. I guess I'll go with Bowling Green. Friday, the 27th, Oklahoma against Navy. We got to see how Navy plays against Army first. I'll go with Oklahoma. Alright. Later that day, Georgia Tech against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beat Alabama for the first time in a long time. Georgia Tech almost beat Georgia. I watched the end of that game. It went into 8 overtimes. Georgia Tech could have won that game. I think they will win this game. Okay, this is one of the first games that I got as a notification. I believe this is the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. Friday night between Texas Tech 8-4 against Arkansas 6-6. I think this will be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of Arkansas fans. I think Arkansas will win in a very close game here. Hopefully they will. Alright. Oh, another game on Friday night. The 27th. Number 21 Syracuse against Washington State. And I can see why a lot of people pick Syracuse to win this game, including myself. The team that beat Miami. I did watch that game. The team that knocked Miami out of the ACC championship game, and that allowed Clemson to get in that conference championship game. And now Clemson's in because they won their conference championship game. It's crazy how that can happen. Oh wow, we got a late night game between Texas A&M and USC. I believe this is in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Bowl, where the Vegas Raiders play in that nice, beautiful indoor stadium. A&M is the better team, so I am going to go with them. It is the SEC after all. Saturday the 28th, UConn against North Carolina. Someone said, oh, this would be a great basketball matchup. It would be, but it's not. This will be a weird one. UConn, they're usually not good in football. North Carolina, sometimes they are good in football. This year, they had an okay season. Mac Brown, their coach, is no longer their coach, so it'll be the interim coach. I don't know. I guess I'll go with UConn with the slight upset. Okay, later that day, Boston College against Nebraska. I'm gonna go with Boston College. Louisiana Lafayette against TCU. Louisiana Lafayette, all I know is that they got crushed in their conference championship game. I don't know how they can bounce back after that, so I'm going to go with TCU. We got a lot of games on this date. Iowa State, number 18 Iowa State against number 13 Miami. This is an interesting matchup. Iowa State got crushed in their conference championship game, and Miami, it looked like they were going to their conference championship game, but they lost to Syracuse. I think Miami is the better team, so I will go with them. Miami of Ohio against Colorado State. I have no clue. I'll just go with Colorado State. I might, like I said, I might make these changes once these games get closer. I'll look deeper into them. I just don't have time for that right now. I'm sure a lot of people don't have time for that as well either. It is the holiday season after all. A lot of people are busy during this time of the year. Alright. East Carolina against NC State. I'll go with NC State because they are a Power 5 team in the ACC. Now this is a weird one, but an interesting one as well. Number 17 BYU against number 23 Colorado. The reason why I say it's weird is because both teams are in the Big 12, even though last year they weren't in the Big 12. Now they're playing each other in a bowl game. I'm going to cheer for Colorado because it is Deion Sanders and his son. I hope they win. Sometime this year, they had a great season. Last year was a bad season. This year, what a way to turn their season around. You know, last year they were in the Pac-12. This year in the Big 12. And this team can put on a show. So, I think they will win. Man, a lot of games on this date. Marshall against Army. Wow. 94% picked Army. Army has one loss, and that was against Notre Dame. I did watch some of that game. They didn't look so good at all against Notre Dame. That was at Yankee Stadium. First of all, who will win the Army versus Navy game? I don't know. I'll go with Army because they are the better team, but don't be surprised if Navy wins because Navy is also a pretty good team. I'm going to go with Army. I think they are a much better team than Marshall. Alright, Monday the 30th. Iowa against number 19 Missouri. I'm going to go with Missouri because it is the SEC. Now this one. Really? A rematch from last year's playoff semifinal matchup? Whoop-de-doo! We got the first team out of the playoff, Alabama, taking on Michigan. Why are these two teams playing against each other again? I was hoping Alabama would play against Miami, because Miami is the second team out. People were criticizing the committee. Why did they put Alabama ahead of Miami in the rankings? So I was hoping we would get Bama versus Miami. That would be a more interesting matchup, in my opinion. I know Michigan beat Ohio State. Listen, I think Bama is a much better team. Bama's season is like a roller coaster. You know? I think they're going to win, though. And this game's in Florida, so I think they might win this game pretty easily. I don't know. Is Jalen Milroe playing their quarterback? He seems like a really cool guy. Whenever he gets interviewed after the game, he seems like a really chilled guy. Alright, so that's on New Year's Eve. Louisville against Washington. I'll go with Louisville. It's funny, Washington, the team that was in the national championship game last season, they're now 6-6. Yep, it's crazy. One season can change like crazy for certain teams. This will be an interesting one. Number 15 South Carolina against number 20 Illinois. South Carolina is really the hot team right now, but it is unfortunate that they're not in the playoff because they lost to Alabama and Ole Miss. If they were to win one of those games, I think they would have been in the playoff. I think they're going to win this game. Alright. Baylor against LSU. This is in the Texas Bowl because I got a notification on that. You know, LSU, they were a pretty good team until they lost 3 in a row. I don't know. This could go either way. I'll go with... I want to say LSU, so I'll go with them. And I heard that Brian Kelly, their head coach, they're thinking about releasing him. I think they're going to give him one more season, and he needs to improve. and get in the playoff. So, alright, and then we get to the... Excuse me, I need a drink of water, because this type of video, you talk a lot when you're making your 47 predictions. Alright, so yeah, you got the bowl games, the quarterfinals, the New Year's 6 bowls, or I guess it's the New Year's 6 minus 2, the New Year's 4 bowl, I guess we can call it. So you got, you know, the bye teams waiting on the winner of these games. Like I said, I will do a separate video of me picking these games in the playoff bracket challenge. Alright, so now we get into 2025. This one's a weird one. Duke against number 14 Ole Miss. Yes, they're both 9-3, but Duke is not even ranked. I don't know. It would be curious to see how Ole Miss plays in this kind of matchup. I think Duke might be more fired up in this game, so I'll go with Duke. Like I said, I might change these picks once these games get closer. North Texas against Texas State. I'll go with North Texas, I guess. Shouldn't this be the Texas Bowl? No. Minnesota against Virginia Tech. I have a friend that is in Virginia Tech, but I don't think he follows their football program. So I'm going to do this for you. Virginia Tech will win. Buffalo against Liberty. Liberty was in a New Year's 6 game last year, but they got crushed against Oregon. I think they'll win the bowl game this year, though. And then, okay, then we get the semifinals, which will be in the Cotton Bowl and Orange Bowl on January 9th and the 10th. And then the national championship game will be on Monday, January 20th. So it's like they extended the season an extra week because of the playoff. And coincidentally, January 20th is Inauguration Day. Yeah, we got a president returning to the White House. And isn't that also Martin Luther King Day? Wow, what a date! January 20th, 2025 is a huge date for football and the former president returning. So it looks like more people are picking the Orange Bowl winner. And I think the Orange Bowl is going to be I don't know. I'll click on preview. It'll tell me. Okay, this one. The first one. So the winner between SMU, Penn State, or Boise State taking on Indiana, Notre Dame, and Georgia. Okay. So, it's funny. So you're telling me that Indiana can win the national championship game? I think, the way I'm seeing this, I think a lot of people are picking Georgia to win the whole thing, but the thing is their quarterback is injured. I watched that SEC championship game. Okay, are the picks saved? If I refresh the page... Oh, it turns out I have to make all the picks. Okay, well, I'm going to make my playoff picks off video. So let me open up a new tab here. Because, look, they also have this right here. The College Football Playoff Bracket Challenge. This is it. So, in a separate video next week, I will do my bracket challenge video. Alright, guys, so, yeah, I normally don't have face cam for this, but I decided to have it because lately I'm used to using face cam for reaction videos or news or live streams, stuff like that. But earlier in the video, I said that I'm thinking to do like sports talk videos and prediction videos on a separate channel. You know why? Well, I don't want to explain much into detail because, this video is over 25 minutes already. But all year, I've been listening to a lot of sports talk podcasts and radio because I find them entertaining. And I have the SiriusXM app, and I have to pay for that app every month. So yeah, I'm really getting my money's worth out of SiriusXM. So I'm thinking, I've been using it all year this year. So I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, early next year or whenever I decide, I think I should do my own show just for fun. But I feel like I should do that on a separate channel because this channel is mainly for vlogging and gaming. I know once in a while I'll put out a video of me talking sports, but not many people tune in for that. So I feel like let's just try it on a separate channel. And maybe, who knows, more people might tune in for that. But yeah, that is the short version on why I'm thinking or planning to do that. But for this will be on my main channel as well. But maybe next season it might not be. It depends. Okay? So, back to this here. So yeah, I'm gonna put the link of this in the description. Alright? So remember, the first playoff game won't begin until Friday, December 20th. So there is still quite a bit of time left. But the first game of the Bowl Mania begins in a day or two. You don't really have much time. So I'm in a group here. And I have to create my own group. This is one of my YouTube subscribers, Johnny Sports Network. Yes, his channel is him talking sports. So I'm in his group, and I'll have to create one as well for me and my friends and family. So once I have that ready, I'll also put that in the link in the description or in the comments section. So I wish the bowl season doesn't begin on the 14th because, the 14th is the Army versus Navy game, and that's usually the only game of the day. That means something. That's a rivalry right there. But I guess I have no choice because of the expanded playoffs. But let's be honest, those two bowl games before the Army and Navy game, not many people are going to watch those games. See, that's the thing about the Bowl Mania season. You got the little games first, and then as the Bowl Mania goes on, the games get bigger and bigger, such as the playoff and the non-big playoff games like the Alamo Bowl. That's a big bowl game that isn't in the New Year's 6 category, So, all right, guys, that's it. Yeah, I try to go fast, and look, this video is almost a half an hour long. So, anyways, the most wonderful time of the year, along with the Christmas holidays. So, my main focus is the playoff, of course. There's just so many games, 47. That's got to be a record. So, anyways, I will make my group, and then I'll post a link to that in the description, and then next week, this right here. Alright, thank you for watching, and let me know, who do you guys have? Which bowl games are you interested in? Is your favorite team in a bowl game? Is your favorite team in the playoff? Let me know. Alright guys, until then, I'll see you guys next week for this. Till then, have a great night. Let the Bowl Mania season begin.